Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Narrative Realm. Today, I am going to tell a story on a bond beyond words, so please sit back and enjoy. The sun was beginning to rise, casting a warm golden hue over the small town of Dapplewood. It was Father's Day, and the air was filled with a sense of quiet celebration. In a modest house on the outskirts of town, Charlotte stirred in her bed, her heart fluttering with excitement. She had spent weeks planning the perfect Father's Day for her dad, Andrew, and today was finally the day to put her plans into action. Andrew was already awake, sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee. He looked out the window, lost in thought. Being a single father had its challenges, but the bond he shared with Charlotte was something he cherished deeply. Today, however, he had no idea what his daughter had in store for him. Charlotte tiptoed down the stairs, holding a carefully wrapped gift and a handmade card. She paused for a moment, taking in the sight of her father, who had always been her rock. With a deep breath, she walked into the kitchen.
Happy Father's Day, Dad!
She exclaimed, a broad smile spreading across her face. Andrew looked up, his eyes lighting up at the sight of his daughter.
Good morning, sweetheart. What's all this?
He asked, gesturing to the gift and card in her hands. Charlotte handed him the gift first.
Open it!
She urged, her eyes shining with anticipation. Andrew carefully unwrapped the package, revealing a framed photo of the two of them at the beach from a few years ago. They were both grinning from ear to ear, their faces smeared with ice cream.
Do you remember that day?
Charlotte asked. Andrew nodded, his eyes misty with emotion.
Of course I do. It was one of the best days we've ever had.
Charlotte then gave him the card. Inside, she had written a heartfelt message.
Dear Dad, thank you for always being there for me. You are my hero, my teacher, and my best friend. I know things haven't always been easy, but you've never let me down. I love you more than words can say. Love, Charlotte.
Andrew felt a lump form in his throat as he read the words. He reached out and pulled Charlotte into a tight hug.
I love you too, Charlotte. You have no idea how much this means to me.
Charlotte beamed, hugging him back.
There's more, Dad. I have a whole day planned for us.
They spent the morning baking Andrew's favorite blueberry muffins. The kitchen was soon filled with laughter and the delicious aroma of freshly baked goods. After breakfast, Charlotte led her father to the living room where she had set up a makeshift movie theater, complete with popcorn and all of Andrew's favorite movies. As they settled in to watch the first movie, Andrew couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Despite the challenges they had faced, moments like these reminded him of the unbreakable bond he shared with his daughter. The day continued with a picnic at their favorite park. Charlotte had packed all of Andrew's favorite foods, and they spent hours talking, laughing, and reminiscing about their favorite memories. As they sat under the shade of a large oak tree, Charlotte looked at her father with a sense of pride and admiration.
Dad, do you remember when you taught me how to ride a bike?
She asked. Andrew chuckled.
How could I forget? You were so determined to get it right. You must have fallen a dozen times, but you kept getting back up.
Charlotte smiled.
You were always there to pick me up. No matter what, you've always been there for me.
As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the park, they packed up their picnic and headed home. Charlotte had one last surprise for her father. She led him to the backyard where she had set up a small bonfire.
We're going to roast marshmallows and make s'mores,
she announced. Andrew grinned.
You really thought of everything, didn't you?
Charlotte nodded, her eyes twinkling.
I just wanted to make sure you had the best Father's Day ever.
As they sat by the fire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories, Andrew realized that this was indeed the best Father's Day he could have ever asked for. Not because of the gifts or the carefully planned activities, but because of the love and effort his daughter had put into making the day special. As the night drew to a close, Andrew looked at Charlotte, his heart full.
Thank you, Charlotte. This has been an incredible day. I am so lucky to have you as my daughter.
Charlotte smiled, leaning her head on her father's shoulder.
And I'm lucky to have you as my dad. Happy Father's Day.
At that moment, under the starlit sky, they both knew that their bond was something truly special. It was a bond built on love, trust, and the countless memories they had shared together. And as they sat there, wrapped in each other's warmth, they knew that no matter what the future held, they would always have each other.